Hello and welcome to Junk Journal July for 2023. My name's Leigh, I'm from Australia, and during the month of July I'm going to create something in my little accordion journal using the prompts provided. These are going to be quick projects that I hope will motivate and inspire you to do something in your own journal every day. This is an open challenge hosted by Meg from Meg Journals. Okay, let's see what today's prompt is and get creative. Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again. We're on the downhill run to the end of Junk Journal July. So we're up to we're up to day 28, which is upcycled. Alright, now I looked up the definition on Google what upcycled means. It's to reuse discarded objects or material in such a way as to create a product of higher quality or value than the original. And I don't know about you, but pretty much everything we do when we're junk journaling runs along those lines, doesn't it? We start off with a piece of tea-stained paper or an old envelope or a playing card which we make into something else. It all starts as something and ends up as something else. And it's usually better when it's finished than it was before we started. I had to put my thinking cap on, and I didn't want to just do the obvious things, but I think I have to go down that track. What I'm going to use is a pie packet. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I didn't feel like making anything for lunch. My husband was over at the shops, so he decided to grab some pies for lunch. And we got a little party pie for the dog, and it came in this small bag. And I thought I might upcycle this into something nice to go into this journal, this little journal. Oh, don't you love that? I absolutely adore this one. This was my altered, or the postcard was the prompt, and I altered it using a method that I'd seen was part of a method, I didn't follow it along completely, of Louisa Heinzel's. Okay, so this is the page I'm going to be working on, and this bag will fit very nicely on there. It might poke out a little bit from the side, but that's okay. It's not too bad, it's still within the cover, so it'll be fine. And I don't want to cut the bag up. I want to keep its integrity, so what I'm going to do is fold it up like so, and it's going to instantly become a triple pocket. So if I glue it on three sides and it's in the book like that, then something can go there, something can go in there when I glue that down, and then something can go in this front part. Alrighty, so I don't need to do too much with this back bit. Don't have to do anything with that. But I'm thinking I might just do a little bit of stenciling there. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now, do I want to put a thumb notch in that? This is the smallest hole punch I've got left now. I keep breaking them. I break them because I get paper stuck inside it. And that didn't work very well. Okay, let's try that again. And this is how I break them, but usually the paper gets stuck inside. Yeah, and then when I try and get it out, my way of fixing them to get them unstuck is to throw them on the floor really hard. It has quite a detrimental effect on the paper punch, though. That's the last resort, though. Let's just do this like that. I knew there was a reason why I shouldn't put a thumb notch in this. Okay. Now it looks semi-decent. And I don't know about this now. I reckon I don't think I'm going to worry about, I'm just going to make it a double pocket. Okay, so I'm going to fold that over. I've changed my mind about being a triple. So it needs to be up a bit higher. Clearly. Okay, yeah, that'll do. So it's just going to be a double pocket. So in there and in there. I'm not going to try to put a thumb notch in that after the last disastrous one. Okay. What I'm going to do with it though is to stitch around the outside. Let's stitch it together. So I'm just going to go all the way around the edge of it when I've finished, I think. So I'm going to just decorate this up a little bit. Might put a bit more of the stencil on. It's a pity it wasn't a little bit wider. I've got the spooky haunted house room going again today with, hear that? The wind. I've actually closed the little gap that was open on the window, but it's still howling and carrying on. So I'm going to be covering up the original writing and everything that's on the bag. Alright, so I want to put something on this. And I've put all the stuff that was left over from yesterday when I did the postcard. So I'm going to put some of these things on here. I know I just inked that up, but I don't mind that I'm going to cover it because I'll if I have any pieces that aren't covered, then we'll be able to see that behind there. I think a piece of book page would be nice. I know what to put on there. I have a couple of napkins sitting here. I reckon this one, because it's got orange on it, that this would look very nice. Take that a bit out. Oh. I'm thinking that I'll glue it over the edge and then just slit it so that some of this goes up onto the top portion. I'm just going to put some glue stick on. And you're probably thinking, well, why did you bother doing the stenciling for? Well, when I did the stenciling, I didn't know exactly how I was going to do this, the direction it was going to go in, so everything is subject to change and can be quite easily changed as we go along. Now, I think I put too much glue there and I've gone and made it sticky where I didn't want it to be sticky. I'll just put that in there. Gets rid of the sticky. If you're enjoying this video and would like to support my channel, all you need to do is give me a thumbs up. This is super goopy glue. It's a permanent glue stick. It's made by Kaisercraft, which is an Australian mob. It's a permanent glue, so it sticks really well, but it's quite hard to spread. Now I'm starting to wonder if this was such a great idea. Just really, gently cutting along there. I was thinking about when it dries, sandpapering it, but I just thought maybe it would be better if I just machine stitch on, like before I put it this way to sew, to actually sew across there, and that'll disguise that a little bit. So I'm just going to fold it back up on itself and take a bit to fill in that little hole that we've got on the front. Now I need to dry that off. I'm going to use the heat gun to do that. Alrighty, so I've stitched it together, stitched around the edge, and I'm going to just cut a sliver off the side on each side, because I'm thinking, well, I just don't like that it's such a snug fit in the journal. And even though it seems to sit in there okay, I think that's going to cause a problem a bit later on. So I'm just going to trim that off. But I do want to leave some of the orange still on there. I'm just going to take it off the top though. It's a little bit distracting on the top bit. Okay, so cut from this side might be safer. Okay, so yeah, I think that's better. I could probably take a little bit more off that side here. Maybe. No, a little bit more off this side. Okay. Yeah, that's better. It doesn't protrude out as it did before, so I think that's going to work. Okay, so I want to do a little bit more detailing on this. Rightio, I've got a couple of stamps here. I'm going to try this one first. I think I'll do that in red. I'm going to stamp onto the paper. Just going to put a few images onto the paper, and then, yeah, that's nice, like that. And then I'll glue them on. I'll put another one on there with it. What can I put on there? This one's got identification check on it. Just want the word identification though. I'm just going to stamp that in black. Yep. Just looking at what other stamps I've got. I'm going to cut these pieces out. I think that needs to have a backing of some sort on it. Tore too much of it off, didn't I? Oh well, never mind. Everything you can imagine is real. It's a nice thought. It's a destination. That looks nice stuck on a piece of this. I don't think I'll worry about that. I want something else. What else have I got here? Maybe something like that. I want to do a little bit of inking first. Ink these things. This bit, anyway. And that, I'm only going to have half of this showing, but I'll do all the way around it. I need to glue that onto there. Going to tear a bit off the ends. And that will get inked as well. Okay, so that I think will go there. I think I like it with the centre of the flower showing, so I'll leave that open. Or exposed, I should say. Just going to glue this bit down. Alright. Then I'm going to put that there. And you can see the purple through the holes. Like that. And this bit's going to go over the top of there. I've got this embroidery floss hanging around here. I think that green would look nice. It's a bit of a tangled mess, so if I can find the end, cut some off it. There we go. Should be enough. Let's see if I can separate it without getting too knotted up. I know there's a trick to doing that. I need to look it up again. I can't remember how to do it. Okay. That's enough of that. So I'm going to put this over here. Like that. Then that's going to go on top. Or would it look better underneath this one? Maybe it'll look better here. Yeah, I like it better there. Okay. Glue it down before I change my mind again. Oh, I nearly put it on upside down. Okay, so I've got some green thread hanging out there. And I've got this bit, which I want to go there. Alright, I think I'm going to add one of these white flowers on here. And probably put it something like that. But I need to fussy cut it out, so I'm going to do that off camera. Alrighty, so I've fussy cut it out and glued it down there so it's got this nice shape. Yeah, I have a little stamp here that I want to put here. Like that. That looks cool. And just feel like it still needs to have something else, some little thing on there. I wonder if a little bit more stamping would be nice on there. Perhaps some of this text, my favourite text stamp, just here and there. Okay. Just so there's a hint of it. Yeah, I think that's enough. And then I want to put some splashes on here. And I'm trying to decide what colour, white or gold. I do have some white paint mixed up here. I think this little fan brush is a good one. Get it in there. And then if I can get it to drop. I just don't want the paint to go everywhere. Like that. Okay, let's just try. It's probably going to soak into that paper. I reckon it needs gold. I think this brassy gold, bronzy gold or whatever it is, will look alright. It's got that hint of redness about it. might just place some dots deliberately on there. And splatter some others. Where did that go? I can't even see where that one landed. Right, just got a little bit of gold paint here. It's a better colour. I might just go up on that top edge here, just for the heck of it. This is just cheap paint from Kmart, this one. Once I do this, I'm going to dry it with the heat gun. Heat tool, I should say. Alrighty, all dried off and ready to go into the book itself. So that's it there. And that's what it started off as. A paper bag from the pie shop. So it's going to be going in here. And what I would like to do before I do stick it down is to put some ink around that. Just a little bit. So I haven't got that stark white. Okay. And this is just a stencil from the cheap shop. And this is just a makeup brush from the cheap shop as well. They're not as cheap as they used to be. I think they must be onto us using them in our art. Because they used to be really cheap. Now they're about $5. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm just going to brush right around the edge border. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I wrote the prompt and the number on there. So upcycled 28. So I'm only gluing this down on 3 sides. It needs to be a bit darker there. And use the art glitter glue. Okay, so got a pocket there and got a pocket here. I need to let that glue go off. It takes a couple of minutes. Alrighty. Let me know in the comments what you think. I love it. Love my purple napkin. I've used it a couple of times in this project, so it's been good. So I'll give you a closer look at it. So it's a double pocket made from a pie bag, or paper bag from the pie shop, whichever way you want to look at it. So I'm really loving the way this book is coming together with all the beautiful things that are in it. been really happy. There hasn't really been anything that I've thought, oh, I don't really like that. It's all been, well, been happy with pretty much everything. What's that? Oh, that was those. I really like this one. It's simple, but effective. With a journaling spot there. And these ones with the flowers are also some of my favourites. So there's videos for all of these every single day of this challenge. Anyway, here's today's. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you don't like it, and let me know in the comments what it is that you don't like, and I'll see if I can improve next time. Okay, happy crafting. Cheers from Australia. Hooroo.